Alrighty guys, welcome back to another episode on the Fang Farming server. We've got some rolling to do. We got some rocks in the field, so we're just gonna roll them. I'm not gonna worry about picking them up. So we got all these fields to roll, and then we got some planting to do. So let's get to it. Let's get to rock and rolling. Jump in the McCormick here. We'll unfold the roller. Wow, this is quite the machine. Well, let's do the big field first. I didn't realize this thing was this wide. Alright. We'll drop down the roller. And let's start rolling. Alright, so in the last video, we plowed this field under. This field had potatoes on it. And we plowed those potatoes under, and it boosted the fertilization stage. Also did the same for these two grass fields to my left that are now plowed. I should say that we plowed and cultivated them, and now we're going to roll the rocks under and plant them with wheat. I'm going to work on this for a little bit, and I will catch up with you guys when we swap fields. Alright, so we're just finishing up on our last pass here. Drive over to the next field. Now I want to show you guys what rolling actually does to your field. And so I'm going to hit escape. I'm going to bring up the map. Now, when I have the world icon selected so I can see the growth stage of the field, what rolling your fields does, it's not only going to push the rocks that are on top that could damage your planting equipment or your cultivating equipment. It's not only pushing those down, it's preparing that cultivated land as a final seed bed for your planting, and actually for your seed. So it's preparing that final seed bed for planting. I could just plant right into a cultivated field, but I want to get the most out of my yields. Because if you roll your fields, you'll get a 5% increased yield on your crop. So I'm gonna roll my fields and get that bonus, and then I know when I plant I won't have those rocks in the field that will damage my cedar. So we're gonna get rolling on these two last fields. This roller is working really nicely. As I drive here, you'll be able to see. That's weird. Why didn't that one? Why aren't these? So these ones must have to get picked up. I think if they're bigger rocks, they have to get picked up, but if they're smaller... Alrighty guys, I just got off the phone, and turns out we are gonna have to go get a rock picker. I got a buddy of mine who just lives down the road, and he's gonna let us borrow his rock picker. Alrighty guys, I just got off the phone with a buddy of mine. Had a couple questions about these rocks, and he said that we're gonna have to pick them up. They're too big to be pushed under the soil by our roller, so he's gonna let us use his rock picker, and I'm gonna go pick that up, and we will meet you guys when we get back with the rock picker. Alrighty guys, we just picked up the rock collector. Get back to the farmyard here, and we can start picking up these rocks. We can get to planting. We only have a few days left in planting season, so we gotta get going on this. Alrighty guys, we got the rock picker. We're starting to pick up and collect these rocks, and we're gonna have to make a pile for now until we can afford a skid steer. Take them down to the debris crusher. So I'm gonna get to collecting these rocks. I will catch up with you guys when we can get back to rolling. Okay guys, we just unloaded the rock machine, unhooked it. Let's hook back up to this roller, unfold it, and get back to rolling. So now that we got all the rocks picked up, we can finally roll the field and not have to worry about damaging our equipment. So the bigger rocks you will have to pick up, and the smaller ones you don't have to worry about because the roller will push those underneath the ground. But so we got all the rocks picked up, and now we can get back to rolling. This should only take 2 or 3 passes. Oh, looks like I missed a rock there. But we're gonna roll this out quick and get to planting. So I will catch you guys. We can start planting some seed. All right, we just finished up rolling. Let's go jump in the T7. I'm really excited to start using this setup to plant. I used this setup in the first Farming Sim 22 video. The only major difference was the tractor was a T8 New Holland instead of a T7. I'm gonna see how this works with the T7, and I'm really excited for it. I've never really used this style of planter a lot. I've always used, a John Deere DB90 or DB120 on our bigger maps in Farm Sim 19. So to be able to use a system like this is really different for me, and I'm excited for it. So this is our first seed going in the ground. We're planting wheat, and we'll be able to harvest this and bring it to the grain mill, turn into flour later on next season. So I'm gonna start planting this, and I will catch up with you guys a little bit down the road. Alrighty, we're about halfway through our field here, and I was just thinking about something. I'm gonna try to teach you guys as best I can as I learn it. All the different meanings of, so we had to pick up rocks and the new rolling, the new physics in the game, the new mechanics in the game. And what I do know about that, in order to roll, you can roll your fields to prepare a final seed bed. And that's what we have here. Now rolling will take these smaller rocks and push them underneath the soil. So you don't have to worry about damage on your, or extra damage on your seeders and planters. And it'll also provide a 5% bonus of fertilization. And with the bigger rocks that aren't affected by the roller, you have to pick up. And those you can either put in a pile and just collect a giant pile of stones, or you can take them to the debris crusher, and that is another way to make money. There's also mulchers and subsoilers, and I'm gonna do my best to learn as much as I can and then reciprocate that in a video and try to teach you guys, if you don't already know, how some of this stuff works. A lot of this is new to me. I've come up with plowing combinations for the old Farm Sim 19, but these new game mechanics that they added in Farm Sim 22 are really throwing me for a curveball, so I'm going to do my best to figure it out so I can show you guys. And always, if you're liking the video, drop a like. It helps out the channel. And if you're new, or if you're not new, and you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. It's completely free. It doesn't cost you anything. And if you hit the little bell icon, you get notified when I post more videos. Anyways, guys, that's gonna do it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed, and we will catch you in the next one.